Chris, baie dankie en dankie vir die geleentheid om vandag hier te kom praat. Ek moet sê ek is verbuisterd positief oor wat hier uitgekom het. Verbuisterd. Net so 'n bietjie agtergrond oor my vrou en ek. Ek wil nie te veel later praat nie, want dalk word ek te emosioneel. Ek is een van die mees geseënde mense wat ek ken. Geseënd met familie, kinders, gesondheid, alles in my werk. En my werk is nie my werk nie, is my passie. En baie mense sê vir my, jy's aggressief. Then I tell them, don't confuse aggression with passion. And when I started this project, when I started this whole concept of creating rural new towns, it was after we finished Teesen Island, Pazula, Belvedere. I don't want to go there, it's 40 years of work. But I started in agriculture. My roots are in agriculture. I studied agriculture. I had no farm. My father was an academic. And I started as a sharecropper. What does that mean? I rented the farm from an attorney and I paid 25% of my crop for rent. I had 4 watermelons, 3 was mine, 1 was his. 4 bales of tobacco, 3 was mine, 1 was his. 4 bags of wheat, 3 was his, 1 was mine. And it was near Moosrivier, near where the Kali, I met Kali stood, spoke to him again today. And eventually I bought another farm, and I bought another farm within 10 years. And then I was expropriated by the previous government with compensation. And I had to decide what now. My wife and I discussed it. And we said, let's go and study in America. And we did it, came back in 1980. We got married in 1974. This January past, we were married for 60 years. She's still part of the business. And I decided after Teesen Island, what can I do for the rest of my life to improve things in the rural South Africa? And I looked at all these displaced communities that were shifted out of the cities and the towns in the old times. 2,000 people here, 3,000 people there, 5,000 people there. And I decided I want to do something next to that community, embrace the community, and create an income stream, create jobs, create dignity, and make sure that the people has work and that we can contribute. And I'll tell you how later we did it. But that's how we started. We came back in 1980 from the States, having studied my PhD in urban design and property development. And my thing is about deurbanization, creating real estate communities. No, that's my motto. I wrote a book after I finished Teesen Island. And my whole life is like this. Sometimes in life, you're faced with an opportunity and a risk. And you got to dare and decide to dare to take the risk or lose the opportunity. To dare is to risk losing your foothold for a moment. Not to dare is to risk losing yourself. And my whole life was based on risk and opportunity. And when I had stood before a big risk, every time we went away for a weekend, we prayed about it. We got the answer, and we proceeded. And most of my things now, what I've learned in property development, is if you want to create enduring property development, and what does mean enduring? Lifelong. You don't invest in a thing if you don't see growth in it. You don't invest in a place if you don't think it'll grow, it'll get more valuable. If it's not like that, then why do you want to do it? And there's 4 things, the quadruple net value. 4 types of value that creates value in every property that you own, develop, a share or a part with. The one is economic value. The second one is social, economic and cultural value. The third one is environmental value. The fourth one is sensory value. And I'll describe it now. If one of those values are missing in a complex, in a commercial block, in a village center, or doesn't matter, any type of property, if one of those values are missing, it's not successful. It won't be successful. All four of those values must be there for it to be successful, and I'll explain now. What is economic value? Of course, manufacturing strong, consistent rental income streams, absorption rates, occupancy rates, premium sales price, and tax. Socio-cultural value. What does that mean? Basically, to put it bluntly, is the spaces between the buildings. What does the space look like between the buildings? Is there cultural space? Is there open space? Do the people like to visit there? Do they like to go there or not? And you can go to a commercial block, an office block, a shopping center. If it's not fully occupied, one of those values are missing. Environmental value speaks for itself. If you don't care or look after the environment will not look after you. And the last one, which is my favorite one, sensory value. What does that mean? Sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste. Now, many of you, I think all of us, say, let's go eat tonight, let's phone this and this, and we go and eat. Where shall we go? No, let's go to A. A is not so nice. But B is nice. Why is B nice and A is not so nice? One of those values are missing. My daughter has a fantastic restaurant on Teesel Island when she built it, and a bakery. And they used to have a fan above they had a huge wood-fired oven and a fan in front of the oven. And in the morning they start baking at 3, 4 o'clock. And 5, 6 o'clock, the bread comes out and they put the fan on top of the bread and blow it out in the streets. And people, hier's lekker brood ergens, kom ons gaan soekie brood. Sensory value, smell, sight, sound, touch and taste. And if you don't do it, one of them is missing. Now let's look at where I'm coming to now. Where's the urban hierarchy? Well, how does it happen all over the world? Not here, all over the world. I worked in Russia. I lived in China for 3 years. I worked in Brazil. I worked in Portugal. I worked in Mallorca, Seychelles, Madagascar, Kenya. Did projects there. I lived in China for 3 years, my wife and I, and learned the language a little bit, and learned what their culture is and what they like. Amazing. So outside the urban edge, that's where I'm coming from. Outside the urban edge, you get agriculture and conservation. You get single farm dwellings or 2 or 3 together. You get a hamlet, a little hamlet. You know what a hamlet is? And you get a village. All these, the farms, single dwellings, hamlets, and villages are all in rural South Africa. And then you get towns and urban edges. Now that's what we look like. The cities, towns, everything in white and everything outside the towns is rural South Africa. 40% of our people in this country live in rural South Africa. And nothing is happening there. Nothing. So my focus was on how can we do something in rural South Africa that's worthwhile. Now, I'm coming to my pet hate. This is one of my pet hates. How the government are doing this type of work. What do you think about that? There's no consciousness or consecutiveness. Some houses face east, some face north, some face west, some face south. Is there cultural value there? Is there walkways there? Is there parks there? Is there landscape there? The way the government approach this type of thing, RDP houses, is atrocious. It's pathetic. It's totally pathetic. For the same money and the same effort, you can do things that light years away from there. It creates cultural value. What happens? I said, Mr. Nkwinti, Gugili Nkwinti, I know very well. He was on our project, and I showed him this, and I took him what we're doing, and I showed him this. And he says, you tell these people, man, there's your house. You will never own a car. We haven't even provided space for parking. We haven't even told or addressed the parking spaces, the walkways, the parks, the open spaces. You could, for the same amount of money, you can do things that are so much different. So I'm there. Now, then I studied, like I said, in China, everywhere. This is in Levuba, no near Mpumalanga. The old people, doesn't matter who they are. The old Chinese, the old Egyptians, the old Vikings, the old Europeans, the old Zulus, the old Xhosas. Everybody, all the old people knew where to build. You will never find a Zulu hut or an old place in this country, nor in KwaZulu, nor in where I walked with Ian Player, the head of SA Parks, through Sluwe Game Reserve a couple of years back, not a couple, a lot of years back. And as we walk through the landscape, I'm reading the land, and I'm specialized in reading the landscape, in reading a site. And these old people knew exactly where to build. They never built on soils that didn't drain well. They never built on sites that we have no visibility. They never built on places where there was the winter wind was blowing you into pieces, or when there's no cool breeze in the summer, or there was far away from the water. There's 30, 40 houses there. I'll show you what it looked like. There's it is. The environmentally, visibility, sensory places, that was the people place. This is, I don't know how many hundreds of years ago. 100. Same as the Zimbabwe ruins. The Incas and the Mayas, where did they build? On the wrong place? No. The Egyptians, did they build on the wrong place? No. The Chinese, did they build on the wrong place? No. But we tend to forget that. And I'm so sure that's why I think I've got an ability. Now I'm looking at our master plan for Crossways Farm Village. It's the first proclaimed rural new town in the country. I tried it 3 times in the Western Cape. They wouldn't allow me. Said, you're outside the urban edge. I said, but a rural town must be outside the urban edge. They said, no. So I went to the Eastern Cape. I said, okay, you can do it, sir, but we can't give you water, we can't give you sewer, we can't give you power, we can't give you roads, we can't give you anything. You've got to do it all yourself. And 10 years ago, that was quite more than 10 years, a formidable assignment. But thank God I accepted it. Because now, with the implosion of the municipalities and the implosion of Eskom, we provide all the services ourselves. We built our own roads, put our own potable water treatment plant in, put our own sewer plant in, put our own wetlands in. We reharvest the sewer water used for irrigation. We've got 120 hectares of irrigation there, center pivots and irrigation. And the analysis I'll show you now. We're halfway between Kobega and Jeffreys Bay at the Van Statens River, Van Statens Bridge. The big bridge is on the farm. They couldn't get the fiber from Cape Town to Durban on the N2 without crossing our land. I said, I need a fiber. 4 years ago, we got the fiber. Fast, super fast fiber. Every single dwelling, all our security, all our fences, all our pumps, all our meters, everything runs on fiber. There's a site analysis. That's what I'm coming to. You must be able to read and understand the land. There's agriculture. There's basically, if you distill it down from my mind, there's only 3 types of land users. Agriculture, conservation, and human settlement. Worldwide. It happens everywhere. Agriculture, conservation, and human settlement. Now there's our plan. There are the analyses, those 3, 4 maps at the top, soils, the slopes, etc. You combine everything. So we ring-fenced the high potential agricultural soils and said, we're not going there. Food security. Then we ring-fenced the conservation areas and the steep slopes, said, we're not going there. And everything that wasn't high potential or conservation, we put humans. That's why it's separated a bit. You can see the development pattern there. There's analysis, simple opportunities and constraints. What are the opportunities and what are the constraints? There's the first one on the top left, no-go agricultural land, then sensitive areas, then areas constrained by slopes, then at the bottom a composite map of agriculture, slope and sensitivity, and then we got to our master plan. All the yellow areas where we put humans and everything else is set, agriculture or conservation. And we've got 450 club members. People say, those green areas, and I'll go back, those green areas are golf courses. I said, no, we don't have golf courses, but we have greens. But our club members mow the lawns for free. They're black and white. They've got 4 legs. They fertilize the lawns for free. They go to the clubhouse twice a day to drop milk, and they never complain. And that's today. We've sold about 150 out of the 700 plots. We've built about 80 houses, and we can start about 4 houses a month, sorry. At the moment, it's going 4 a month. Our village center, the commercial center, is up next for development. Then we've got a high industrial zone along the N2 with good visibility to the N2, 25 kilometers from the harbor. And we have very positive hopes that it will happen very soon. And then one simple thing. We design everything as labor intensively as possible. We've embraced the Thornhill community. I've created a trust. We pay 2.5% of every stand we sell into the community trust. The community has got 3 trustees, we've got 3 trustees. Nothing goes out of that unless we all agree. And then, I think more importantly, embedded in every title deed of every person that buys there, forever. You buy a vacant plot now, and you build a house, 1, 2, 3, 4 million, whatever it is, and you live there for 10 years, you die, or you divorce, or you go away, you will pay 0.5% of the now elevated value to the trust, forever and a day. It'll never stop. I'll be long gone. Still happens. Embedded in the title deed. And then we create jobs. We design everything as labor intensively as possible. Just completed 400 of those street lights. By local carpenters, local welders, and local people that work there, local contractors, out of Thornhill community. 400 streetlights. We could have imported it from anywhere in the world. But the guys cut the alien vegetation, the trees. Like one guy, carpenter, makes a wood light. One guy makes a steel fitting in the middle, in the square tubings. One guy takes a wheelbarrow and some mixture in an empty paint can, puts the steel and makes a foundation. We put the light on and we only buy the little LED fitting. Their dark sky policy, the lights shine down, not up. Dark sky policy. And it's so easy. You can specify fences. On Teeson Island, we specified everybody will have a white picket fence. 600 houses, 600 urban. Can you imagine the job creation of those guys who made those fences for those 600 houses? It's simple. You can do roads. We do roads by brick. We do the compaction of the machines, the road, and then the SMMEs come in and they build the road for us. That's what we the labor-intensive design, job creation. We've got a farmer's market there every first Sunday and the last Sunday of the month. Over 100 vendors selling food, vegetables, flowers, leather goods, clothes, anything you want. Between 3,000 and 5,000 people on a Sunday morning on our market. There's the one center pivot at the back. And basically it boils down, high society can meet basic human needs and nurture economic growth without undermining the natural resource base and environmental integrity. It's easy. Today, to do a sewer wetland, to rainwater harvesting, we have a potable water treatment plant. We clean our own water. We provide our own water. We sell our own water. We provide our own roads, sewer, services, everything. Everything works. And to do a potable water treatment plant and to harvest and to do a sewer treatment package plant today is as easy as falling out of a tree. To do a sewer package plant and re-harvest that water is so easy today with the new technology. And with rainwater harvesting. I built a new house there. I've got a 25,000 liter underground water tank made of square plastic boxes. You can do it under the ground, you can do it under your deck. And of harvest, there's an ozone pump going in there, spraying ozone 2 hours a night. No E. coli, no nothing. And I've never ran out of water. I've got a Tesla Powerwall. Solar panels. It's easy. It's simple. It's that easy, and you can do it in your place, small little towns. You don't have to do it big. You can do it small. You can start and integrate the local community and the farmers and build a little community, or even 20 or 30 or 40 houses. You must just apply, and now that it's taking shape. Now, Alan Windy, which I know very well, the Premier, I tried 3 times in the Western Cape, they said no. Got a message. Hey, don't you want to apply again what we did 10 years ago, 15 years ago? And we're starting it. We're doing one in Namibia now. We're doing one in Platte. There's some tribal chiefs that say, hey, if you can do a city for them, can you do a town for them, can do one for us? Sure, it's easy. It's not magic. And there's us. We were married 60 years ago, and that was our wedding anniversary in January. Very blessed, extremely blessed. My wife and I are still working together every day, 7 days a week. I'm 83 now. I'm not ashamed to say it. And I'm blessed. And thank the Lord for that. When I wake up in the morning and I put my foot on the bed next to the ground, the first thing I said, I'm alive. The second thing I said, nothing is hurting. Carry on. And that's what we do. And that's hang in my office wall. You're not old until you allow your regrets to replace your dreams. Thank you. One thing I've learned is to keep silent more than talk later on. And I found out the word listen and the word silent has the same letters. Exactly the same letters. 2 words with the same letters. Listen and silent. And I'd rather keep silent and listen than start doing things that I don't want to do.